Hello everyone. In the previous episode, I was talking about the improvements I want to make to my Honda Transalp. I said I would divide the work into 4 parts: the engine part, the suspension part, the brakes and wheels part, and the last part, which would be about the small parts like the windshield, the foot pegs, and well, all those things that come up during the work.
In this chapter, we are going to tackle the engine part. We are going to find out if the crankshaft from the Honda Pacific Coast 800 can fit the engine of the Honda Transalp 650. No? To do this, we are going to disassemble the engine until we reach the crankshaft and see what we find there.
So let's get to it. Well, here we have the engine. Let's start by removing the exhaust system first. Then we are going to remove the carburetor rack with loose parts like the cooling tubes and that coil. Afterwards, we will remove the rocker covers and the cylinder heads, the crankcases, both the clutch and ignition ones, to finally proceed with opening the engine. On this board, we will place the pieces we are disassembling. When you take apart an engine that is already old, based on the parts are usually hard to remove. The rubber ones are crystallized and stuck, and the metal ones are rusted and seized. With the carburetor assembly, we have the first important part of the engine disassembled. Let's take out the oil first, because if we forget, we'll have a mess on the bench. So this would be the piece in motion or starter motor, which came out quite easily. This is the ignition cover. When we get to the ignition, we will probably need a tool to be able to remove it. The pinion gear that connects the starter with the flywheel, which we previously saw almost falling off, has an engraving that indicates its position. This means it is the side that faces outside the engine. Tuossa lähentää. As you have seen, Katano is a horroste a left-hand thread screw. As I said before, we need a tool to remove this piece. I have never worked in a motorcycle workshop, but the few ignitions I have dismantled have been with the help of a tool. They are usually conical, and that's why it's hard to remove them. The caliper gives us 20 millimeters, so the tool has to be approximately 2 millimeters more, since we have to add the thread. Since the ignition thread is right-handed, a normal screw with that size and pitch can work for us.
There we already see one of the two distribution chains.
Here we have the clutch system, which is that set of discs, the crankshaft sensor, and the oil pump, which is that piece that carries that small gear and moves with that chain.
Removing the last piece that connects the engine with the transmission, we will proceed with the engine part itself. The engine already has its factory timing marks, but I am going to make my own because we are going to modify many things and they might not match later. Those pinion screws of the shaft have that hardness because they usually have thread locker. Whenever the parts rotate and are not aluminum surfaces, thread locker is generally applied. Once we disassemble the timing, rocker arms and camshaft, we lift the cylinder head. Well, we already have the cylinder head out with its two exhaust valves and one intake valve, and this would be the piston or one of the two pistons. We know it has two. Now let's lift the cylinder. To do this, we will first remove this cooling tube that connects them, otherwise it wouldn't come out. With quite a bit of difficulty, we managed to detach the cylinder, and as we have seen, we hit it with the plastic handle. You can never use metal, you have to be very patient and remove it little by little. Mashallah. To remove the piston, it is advisable to put a cloth to cover the hole, because if the clip we are going to remove falls, then we have to find it. It wouldn't be a serious problem for us who are going to remove the crankshaft, but it will be a problem if we only had to change the piston. Once we have removed the cylinder heads and cylinders, we need to open the block to access the crankshaft. Before that, we remove anything obstructing us from the lubrication system. Let's also remove the water pump, I almost forgot. Look at how it is. You can tell the engine has been stopped for a while.
Yes, it looks like this needs to be changed.
And now we are going to open the segment.
Let's put a piece of cardboard so the engine doesn't slip on the bench and we can work more comfortably. This would be the oil filter, which I have to remove because it's in the way of taking out the screws. As we can see, the engine has some gaps to insert the screwdriver and separate the parts. And here we appear the problem I feared. Because of the gear cogs we cannot fit a larger crankshaft. We have no room. This would be the opening we have. No, it must be the same diameter. Will we be able to solve this, or on the contrary, will we have to put it back together without doing anything in this part?
With this crankshaft, it seems difficult.
In the end, these are all the parts we have disassembled.
Here we would have the two crankshafts. In this one we have 45 millimeters, And in this other one 50 millimeters, and here on the outside we have approximately 14 centimeters. And on here approximately 18 centimeters. What we have here is not good news. At first glance, I can't think of anything we can do.
We would need to talk to a turner or someone specialized in 4-stroke motorcycle engines to see if this could be fixed, or if, on the contrary, we have no solution at all. So until we have the information, we cannot proceed.